How do you sit and build an application here in Hanoi and instantly deploy it so it can be used in London and New York, Hanoi, Singapore, all throughout the world, and do that efficiently and cheaply and securely? The answer is cloud computing. And so we're at the beginning of a generation. And when we look back, when I come here to the the Hanoi University of Technology in 5 or 10 years from now, maybe not me in 10 years, I'm getting older, but 5 years from now, I come back, and the next generation of students, they don't even remember Web 2.0, but they say, man, we're making a lot of progress. We're living the cloud computing lifestyle. Perhaps the best way to bring the cloud alive is to talk about some of the things that will be different in the world of computer science as we move to the cloud. As we move to the cloud. As we move to the cloud. Obviously, we have a hardware failure. Can somebody just click the slide for me? Since it's not working for me to do it. This is not a software problem. If you are a hardware person, this is your next frontier of innovation. First of all, first dimension of the cloud. The cloud will create new opportunities and new responsibilities. Today, as I said, if you want to write an application and have a lot of customers, it's very hard. You have to have sales forces, you have to have people around the world, you've got to build data centers, not in the world of the cloud. The cloud will literally allow software developers in all parts of the world to broadly serve the world at large. In the world of the cloud, companies like Microsoft and our partners, we announced a new collaboration in cloud computing today with FPT here in Vietnam. We will also have a new set of responsibilities. In our environment, we will hold and be running the data centers for the most important businesses of the world. We'll have to make sure that those are private and secure and reliable as we store information for customers large and small, all in the same big data centers, whether those are here in Hanoi, in Singapore, in elsewhere in the world. The world's information will be in these joint data centers where a whole new generation of technology will thrive. We won't all set up our own servers. We will all use shared infrastructure, billing. You won't have to learn how to bill your customers. There'll be infrastructure you can use to create new opportunities and new responsibilities. We've already seen this happen in the information publishing business. Bloggers now, the most popular bloggers, they're very small, but you can get into business quickly. You can accept advertising quickly. And at least some bloggers I know in Europe are now making 50, 75, 100,000 euros per year. New opportunities and new responsibilities in the cloud. Number two. The cloud is a place that learns and helps you learn. The cloud learns and helps you learn. If you want to know where the number one most valuable body of information in the world lives, it lives out in the internet. And yet our ability to take advantage of that information is quite limited. Yes, we can do search, blah, 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 blah. But if you wanted to write a program, like I said earlier, that processed economic statistics, you want to be able to take it from the internet and have it learn. At the same time, we want the cloud to be getting smarter about the world every minute. Oh, there's a traffic jam in front of the Sheraton in Hanoi. How do we make sure that that is real-time available and can be used by users and developers alike? The answer is it's in the cloud. If we can expose it, if we can collect that information, if we can make it available for their own application. So the cloud is a place of learning. It's also, in a sense, a new form of programming. In my 30 years at Microsoft, we mostly have written programs that had very formal, very deterministic algorithms to go do things. In the world of the cloud, computer programs that use statistical techniques are far more important. I'm not sure exactly what you're doing or what your interests are, but the cloud's going to learn about you. The more you do something, the smarter the cloud. And the more software will be written to make statistical guesses as to what users are really trying to accomplish, what they're trying to do, how they're trying to do things. It's a whole new generation of programming based upon techniques like machine learning, which I hope many of you will study during your time here at the Hanoi University of Technology. So this is an environment that's very different than most computing environments which don't learn, which don't get smarter, which aren't constantly able to tell you more about the world. Number 3, the cloud will enhance your personal, your social, and your professional interactions. We all know about the rise of social networking, of Twitter, of Facebook. Things are changing in the way we interact with one another. I hope in 5 years we won't feel like I have to physically come visit. That if I was to visit you electronically, you would feel like it's almost as good as being there. Almost as good. I look out in the audience today, and I notice that not many of you have any electronic device in your hands. You're not making your notes. You're not communicating with friends who aren't here real time, saying, boy, Steve didn't make any sense right now. And then your friend would just click on their PC and immediately see what I was saying. And they could write you back a note and say, you're right, Steve's not making much sense right now. But the cloud, information technology approaches will change the way we interact with one another. Let's say it's 2015, and maybe, I don't know, the SEA Games are on. And maybe Vietnam is competing in the final of football matches. I don't know, against who would be a good opponent? Thailand. Okay, it's the finals, it's 2015. You're sitting here in Hanoi, you've got a friend maybe who's at university in Ho Chi Minh, and you want to watch the game together. And so you turn on your TV, they turn on yours, the camera on top of your TV says, hi Steve, who do you want to watch the match with? And all of a sudden you can see your friends around the screen, the match is in the middle. You start going excited. Oh, way to go. I'm so excited. Vietnam just scored. Boom. Your friends see you kick a virtual ball. Maybe it's halftime, and you want to have a virtual interaction across the internet, kicking the ball, and you kick virtually, and boom, it arrives to your friend in Ho Chi Minh City, and they kick it back to you. And you say, hey, what about our poor friend in Thailand? Their team is losing. Boom, you kick it at them too, even. But this is what's going to be possible. The cloud will enhance. That's not something we do today. The cloud enhances our social and professional interactions. Number 4 rather. Flip. The cloud will want smarter devices. One of the myths about the cloud is that instead of seeing more innovation, new